You know how painful it is, because that time I've concluded I have this special person, and now the person is telling me this thing what we have together is over. You know how it pains, knowing that you're committed to this person and this person is now your own. We are not expecting for the person to say it's over, and all of a sudden the person dumps you. You feel pain of losing the person. You know how it is when someone is like mourning someone who is alive, trying to forget everything that is connecting you or body people together, and you're trying to let go everything and do away with all the feelings, all the attachment you have with this person, and you believe this person is no longer in existence, because after all the person is not existing in your life. This is a little bit of how it feels when you are married to someone and you decide to leave the person and have a divorce. Hi, I'm Chioma Sweet Bro. Thank you for watching my video so far. Thank you for subscribing, and let's go back to our video. Thank you so much. Each time one finish with the applications, receiving or applying for the documents of divorce, all this paper process finishes, then the person start facing the emotional, the physical feelings of divorce. Now the person feel, I am separated. This separation time is the hardest time before the paper and everything is concluded that this person is divorced, because that time is the worst time that the person have it most difficult to start a new life and to do away with the old life, how it used to be. This like being born new, like starting again afresh. This is the time you have this kind of funny feelings. I don't know how it was for you. Sometimes when it's the first time when you're leaving for boarding school, your first time when you have to leave your parents and go and live another place, that first time, the feeling, how it feels, you feel like something strange has happened. You've been separated, and sometimes it feels like when you are in a very noisy place, a place that is very active, like you people have many sisters or brothers in your house because your parents had many children, or in your community, it's always loud. People are coming and going in. From nowhere, you have to move to a place that is very quiet, a city that is quiet, and an environment where you get your own apartment, you have to live alone. You see, all what that plays in your family, in your community, keep playing in your mind. How you, from nowhere, landed into this place. It looks as if someone folded you like a ball, a tennis ball or so, and now hit you and throw you there. Sometimes you don't understand how you are here now. So it's not really an easy something. This is something one has to prepare himself. If it's possible, I would say the best thing to do, if you must, please, you must not. But if one must, I'm talking from what I've seen, if one must, it's better that the person starts nursing and preparing for it, and try to withdraw yourself from the loves and feeling you have for the person from there. But even at that, because I tried this, even at that, it's not going to be easy, because you have done this in your mind. You've not done it physically, because you have done it that you're separating yourself, you're withdrawing back, you're trying to amend your love, that the love you have for him is not too much. It's not easy like that, because when it then happened, that is the reality of it, that it has happened. So you start feeling the weight, the pain, the stress, everything will down on you that you have done it. You will see that no matter how hard you have worked to separate from the person, even when you've not really separated, to get yourself prepared for the divorce, you still see that it's not easy. As long as it's a human being who you're dealing with, just think about when people lose their dog, when people, their fowl or whatever they have as pets got lost, not to talk of a full-grown human being that you're setting free, that you're now like mourning, though the person is alive, because you're trying to separate yourself from the person. It's not an easy thing. Even some people need to go to therapy, which I also advise, because at a time I felt like taking something. I don't smoke and I don't drink, but I've never felt like taking something to help me relieve the pain. And it's worse for women, which, please don't get it wrong. I'm not saying you should have an affair when you are in your relationship. It's very bad. I'm not saying you should leave your partner and go cheating. It's very bad. But I'm saying it's much bad for women who are in love with this person they are trying to divorce. It's worse also for them because they know no other person, only this person is the person they know. This is like your personal property, something that has belonged to you for some time, and now you have to give that thing away. It's not really an easy thing. Even when you say, oh, instead of me to die, it's beating me, it's doing me this, let me let it go. It's not something you just go like that and you say you don't feel something. That means your own heart is also somehow, because you're going to feel something no matter what bad the person is doing to you. So this pain is something, oh God, I don't know. It's something one should think about. Consider it if it's the kind of things you can bear. If this pain, this process, you starting afresh to have a new life, to live this life you have behind, if it's worth it, if whatever that is happening in that your relationship is worth living, if whatever problem you have there is worth quitting this journey you've gone so far, marrying this person, I'm going to another one you are not sure of, one should really check this thing very well. It's not something you make in a haste. You can stay years in it. Think about it. And as you're thinking about it, you're working on your relationship. Is it a relationship? Is it a marriage? You're thinking about the divorce or separating from the person, but you must be working hard to make this relationship work, because they say a bed at hand is worth thousands in the bush, because that one you have this one already. This is the one you have. This is your own. So it's not really easy. This pain is my greatest problem and fear. And my other fear is, who am I going to meet? When I move now, who am I going to meet that is more innocent, that can be more trusted than this person? Who knows the kind of devil that's inside this person I'm going to meet again? That is the thing. So someone who is also living a marriage, getting a divorce and going out, should already have in mind that there are chances you might get married, or you might never get married, or you might not find somebody who is even as serious as proposing to you and saying, let's get married. Forget if you're going to divorce him or not. You might find it hard to find somebody who will marry you, because some people are not very proud to marry you if you're a divorcee. They want to marry people who are still younger, who are who have never married before. It has never been stated that this person is married to anybody. They might prefer those people. And remember that during this time you are married, when you're lucky, you might look better or you might look worse. It all depends on how comfortable and happy you are in this relationship. So you might look worse. And this is why it's good for a woman, no matter what is happening there in this your relationship, that you try to take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself must not really be the fashion, the hair, the whatever. No, taking care of yourself, that even when you come out of those your racks, that you can still look good. There are no holes or too much drinking of water, eating well, relaxing, taking care of yourself, because In all this thing, we don't know how it's going to last. Not only for women, for men also. We don't know how long it's going to last. We don't know who is going to lose his husband, not only by divorce or the wife, in anything. So taking care of yourself will be another thing. It's just a preparation to be ever ready in case anything happen. And no one is praying for bad thing to happen, but it's better we are not taking on our way that you now come out to think, oh, I thought this is my last bus stop. And not only that, if somebody die or if there is divorce, no, it's also that you are looking good for the person, because sometimes this not looking good, we living ourselves somehow, is also making the men to get tired of us and say, oh, I don't want this person because she's no longer attractive to me. I better look for another person. But even at that, there are people who still, if you like, be good, if you like, take your bath, if you like, be dirty. If some of them want to love you, they will love you. They will know this is my wife. When she do something wrong, I'll tell her, please don't do it like this. Make like this. Make your hair. Take care of yourself. I don't like the way you're looking tattered. And some people also who want to keep their money, who don't want to tell you to dress well or do anything to beautify yourself, so that their money is in their pocket, might not also tell you to do anything. After all, when you get tattered, then I can look for another one outside. So it all depends on who we meet. But it's better that we know that there are pain, there are struggle, stress during divorce and after divorce mostly. Assuming we could have done this another way, I would have liked to stay. At least in my own time, this was what was going on with me. I wish things can turn around for good. Then I can stay here. The questions I was asking myself was like, so I live here, then I have to go be with another man. Why would I live here and start going to be with another man? I had the problem of staying alone. At least I don't want to die alone. I don't want to live a long life if I have the chance, if I'm opportune, and then stay alone. Because there are times when friends will not be there, or someone you could talk to like your own person, you could tell everything, will not be there, someone to trust. For instance, I like to cook so much, and I like also to give. When I finish making food and there's no one to give this food I make, then what is life? What is existence when I cannot prepare this food I love to cook and share it with someone I call my love? Then in giving, if you have a husband and things are going well with you and you are able to stay, you know, these times when you also go and you bring something and you give the person, these are things I'm thinking I'm going to miss if it happens that I leave this relationship. Then wherever I go to, mostly when I go outside, it's the worst for me. Everyone is different and how people go about their feelings. Every time when I walk on the street, I think it's more terrible for me than when I'm inside. My head keep playing this, will I call it video, like recalling back the memories of how we used to live together. Some questions in my mind like, so you're going to start again? I have this, my heart cutting. I can't control these feelings of you're starting all over again, which I don't like. And this pain of all the time you've invested and wasted. So this is how you just push them aside and you want to start all over again. This is, I don't know how I'm going to describe that kind of pain, regret, and moving on. The moving on is very difficult. I thought it was going to be an easy something like, oh, I'm divorced, he's there, I'm here, and you move on. Like you see some people, they talk about this thing like it's nothing. But whenever we want to divorce, I would say we have to check the kind of person we are, not only what is happening in the marriage, the kind of person we are. If we are the kind of person who can move on with that person we are still in love with, even when that person is not very nice to you. A human being is a human being, because there are sometimes the person might have been nice, because somebody cannot be 100% very bad. If there's war or fight in the family or in a relationship, there's no way it could be that every minute of the day there was fight. There were times that were good times when you people laughed, you people ate, you people shared whatever you need to share together, or you sat down and you watch a movie or discuss other things that could bring you people joy. That is not really the quarrel between you two. So when someone leaves the relationship and the person couldn't find this happiness, mostly at that initial time, this takes time. It took me like 6 months to at least believe that I have moved on, how to manage my life. It's not that I'm helpless, but I have this kind of heart that cannot really forget person and throw the person away and moved on. I'll be that place I am. I'll be thinking what I could have done for the person. Whatever I'm doing at home, if I'm cooking, I'm like, who knows if he has eaten? Whatever I did for myself, I remember how I used to do it for the person. So one really needs to be strong. If it's the perfect word for it, one really needs to bring another kind of heart to say, I want to divorce someone, because it's not everybody who can do it. This is why some of the women now went back and start begging to come back, because that moment they step out and start having this life on their own, it becomes difficult for them emotionally to bear the pain, to heal from whatever that was happening in that relationship. It's not only that the woman loves you so much she can't live without you. No, it's just this moving on without you. Women are mothers. We are caring. So we take these things another way than the way men take it, because we women, we don't have the heart to leave our child somewhere and go to another place to start on. So it's like you have taken our child, we are nursing, away from us and give that child to another person. And sometimes we start thinking, I was there all the time. Everything has settled, because most beginning is always difficult. So we start counting of how we have built here and how we are going to start again from scratch. A lot of things becomes our challenge, why it's not really going to be easy for us to start. But sometimes men misunderstand this thing and think, oh, because she can't live without me, or she lost me so much, that is why she came back crawling and begging me to take her back. It's not all about that. So it wasn't really easy for me to cope after I left. And if we have kids, it's even worse. When we have kids, it's worse. The children can be calling their daddy, saying they want to go back, many things, because the kids, it's not their problem. They didn't beg you to bring them to this world, and then they didn't create this situation that made you people not to be together. So they want to have their own life where they will stay, they will have all what they want and be comfortable. This is another reason also for us to be hardworking, to have some things on our own, or to know what to do when we step out of here. Because if you don't have money and maybe you have kids and the child is not comfortable in your own hands, and this child is more comfortable the other place, it might also be another challenge for you. And even when we train our children, that we train our children in a way that they will grow up to know what is good or bad, because if they don't know these things, it might also affect them in future. Like when we are training our children without telling them that things like this can happen. Like your children can talk to you. Sometimes they might come back and tell you, see, these parents are getting divorced, so you can advise them beforehand, letting them know that they have their life, they have to enjoy their life, they have to be happy, that whatever that happens to your marriage or the other people's marriage should not affect their life, because they have their life to live, because their own should not spoil because your own spoiled. This kind of a thing is a kind of things that will prepare children, because we don't even know when we are going to die. Let's say we leave the children tomorrow and we are no longer there, so that they will know how to stand on their own feet. But when we didn't tell them this already, explain to them what could happen in life, then they will not know. Because it won't be good that we are suffering the same thing and our kids are suffering the same thing. That would be too terrible for us, because even babies can feel something when they come today. I've heard story of sometimes they want to hear the voice of their father, or for him to carry him. They cannot talk. They cry them more than how they used to cry before. So if we put all these things into consideration, we'll see that maybe we wouldn't even want to leave the person and go to anywhere. So making peace and trying to find a way not to have divorce would have been our best option. But where there is no solution to our problem, that we are suffering and feeling like we are going to die, developing high BP, staying every time crying and worrying, is disturbing us and preventing us from taking very good care of our children, then we have to know which one is better for us. I'm not advising you to divorce your husband. I say you can fight for it also, but don't put your life in danger in order to please someone who does not really care or does not love you. There should be a solution to every pain we go through, in order for us to be able to train our children to have a very happy life, an easy life for everyone. I know people who like to marry long distance relationship, like getting a place, the man getting a place, you could live for some time separately, because sometimes when you separate from someone, it might give the person the understand to know your value, to know if it was easy for him or her to stay on her own without you, to give us the ability to find out what our mistakes are. Divorce must not be forever. One can divorce from somebody, and when they realize their mistake, they come together. So there are many reasons for divorce. Divorce is not a way of saying, I don't want anything to do with you again, but both partners should come out and find a solution to their problem, whichever way it will be easier for them to continue their life and move on with their day-to-day activities, even take care of their children, and at the same time have a very good love life, a nice healthy affair that will progress into settling down or coming back together, or even having a healthy lifestyle instead of living together and quarreling every day. That will be all for me today. Thank you so much for watching so far. And thank you guys for watching my video. I really appreciate, and I hope to see you guys next time in my next video. Thank you. Bye.